But there's a twist. The championship trophy may stay in Iowa, but could find a home in Ames, Iowa, as the Iowa State Cyclones are poised to win their first title in 13 years. The beautiful waterfront of St. Louis, Missouri, with the Mississippi River rolling along past the Grand Gateway Arch. A few blocks up, you'll find the Cael Center, and inside, competition in its most raw form, with immeasurable glory awaiting the victors. This is the 2000 NCAA Division I Wrestling Championships. Hello, everybody. I'm Lon McCarran, and welcome to St. Louis. I'm pleased once again to be working alongside Olympic gold medal wrestler Jeff Blatnick. The past 2.5 days of wrestling have set the table for an unpredictable and certainly an intense night of championship wrestling here at the NCAA Wrestling Championships. Iowa State, after last night's session, led Iowa by 9.5 points. But today's session, Iowa came back and showed what a team is all about.
They certainly did. When Iowa lost Strittmatter and Schwab, both #1 seeds, it looked like they were in trouble. They also lost Zadek, a 7th seed in that quarterfinal round, and things looked very bad for the Hawkeyes. The next session, TJ Williams lost, another #1 seed for the Hawkeyes, and things looked like the Hawkeyes were not going to repeat. But there's one thing the Hawkeyes told me. They wrestle for championships, not consolation prizes. But today, they sucked it up. They wrestled hard. All three #1 seeds finished 3rd, and Zadek lived up to his seed with a 7th place finish. This has put the Hawkeyes now in the lead.
Let's take a look at the team standings as we stand right now going into the championship finals. Iowa on top, 112 points to Iowa State's 104.5. But Iowa State, as you look at the number of finalists here in the final 10 matches, 4 for Iowa State, 2 for Iowa. Is that going to hurt Iowa?
Well, that certainly will hurt Iowa. They only have 2 finalists, with Iowa State having 4. If they can win 3 of those final matches, they're going to be in the driver's seat.
We had a chance to sit down and talk with Iowa State sophomore Joe Heskett about the individual play of this sport and how it folds into the team concept here at the NCAA Championships.
Well, I think that, you know, all of us want to win so bad as individuals that it's definitely just going to be part of the whole, you know, for the team. And Bobby Douglas is an inspiration to all of us. So I think that, you know, he's handling it real well, and he's definitely not looking ahead. And you know, he has an impact on his team. He's, you know, the biggest impact on this team. And because of him and the rest of the coaches, you know, we want to bring this to him. We want to bring this title to him because he deserves it.
Jeff Blatnick with a key matchup between Iowa and Iowa State for the team title. It's great to have it. 133 pounds, those 2 teams going up.
You bet. Juergens against Sanderson, #1 against #2. And really, the team that wins this match is in the driver's seat for winning the national title. Even if Iowa wins that match, that doesn't eliminate Iowa State. They have enough horses in the finals to still overcome that lead.
One thing you want to know also, this all could come down to the heavyweight matchup, Iowa's Wes Hands against Minnesota's Brock Lesnar. It's a great night ahead. NCAA wrestling at its best.
You know, I thought every deodorant worked the same. Till I tried longer lasting high endurance from Old Spice. Nothing stronger at stopping odor longer. If you do this or this, you're gonna sweat. But high endurance will help you stop odor better than any other deodorant. It has a 24-hour formula that evaporates less quickly, so it lasts longer. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. Take the challenge, because this is more than the best deodorant. It's the high endurance of deodorants. And give this Pure Sports scent a shot.
Today, in the Atlantic Fleet,
on board USS Enterprise, character was forged. Valor was commended.
Minds were enlightened.
Lessons were learned.
Fears were conquered.
Worlds were discovered.
Honor was defined.
Courage was found.
Commitment was sealed.
Today on board USS Enterprise,
Over
5,000 journeys began anew.
what did you do?
What did you do today?
Call 1-800-USA-Navy. Let the journey begin.
Hi, I'm Tony Kunze, founder of Blimpie. I'm just a simple sandwich man. Started making them over 35 years ago. Fresh baked bread, oven roasted turkey, and aged Swiss. I think a sandwich like that sells itself, but our ad agency tells me that repetition of the name Blimpie will help customers remember us. Simply Blimpie, for the finest deli cuts around.
Welcome back to St. Louis, Missouri. Lon McCarran along with Jeff Blatnick. We are ready to start up at 125 pounds. Steve Garland from Virginia, the number 8 seed, taking on Jeremy Hunter from Penn State's Nittany Lions, also a senior. And it's a return to the big mat for Jeremy Hunter, who lost to Stephen Abbas last year of Fresno State. In the blue is Hunter from Penn State, and on the right of your screen with that orange top, now on the left of your screen is Steve Garland of the Cavaliers. Opening 3-minute period and then 2 2-minute periods.
There you go. That's it.
Each likes to shoot. Hunter likes a head in or out single leg, while Garland prefers a low single, particularly to his opponent's left leg.
Two guys with 30-win seasons. The 99-2000 year.
Near the edge of the mat here, looks like it'll go out of bounds. They'll start over.
Referee Dave Frisch from Colorado Springs, Colorado, is controlling the action on the mat.
Let's see which athlete here is going to create some risk. Risk being going under your opponent there. It looks like Hunter can turn the corner. He took advantage and dropped down to a leg. He now has a single.
Now Hunter has to get complete control of Garland to get the points.
Should be lifting it up in the air here. Garland has a very weak whizzer in there, but it's enough. There it is.
2 points. Opens it up for Jeremy Hunter.
Draws first blood, and looks like he's trying to have a timeout call, and he gets it. Might have caught something. Looks like his right eye.
Yeah, it is. Jeremy Hunter coming over close to us, and just on the edge of his right eye, dripping some blood. Did you see it? Was that a headbutt?
I didn't see a direct headbutt. It might have happened as he shot in. He might have caught the opponent's knee. That sometimes can happen as you turn the corner and try to scoop the ankle. Hunter, though, with a brilliant shot, gets on the board first, 2-0.
Take a look and see if we can point out what happened. He's maybe already bleeding there.
He's already down, and he's already received the impact there. The key to that move, though, was the setup. He was able to get Garland forward. And there you see him calling the timeout because of his eye, but he was able to unbalance Garland forward and start to turn the corner. And when Garland tried to regain his balance and stand, Hunter dropped down to his leg. An escape by Garland there.
1 point for Steve Garland, 2-1. Hunter on top with 1.5 minutes to go in this first period. Beautiful Cael Center, the home of the St. Louis Blues NHL team. This place is packed to the rafters.
And speaking of being packed, they set an all-time attendance record here in St. Louis for the NCAA Wrestling Championships.
Congratulations, St. Louis.
Lenny Bernstein, coach of Virginia. It's no need to panic at this point in the match, simply because you got lots of time. What you want to do is go right back to your game plan, what you felt you were going to be able to be successful with, and go ahead and continue to do it.
Garland got to this point by, in part, beating number 1 Jody Strittmatter of Iowa in the quarterfinals. He needed a sudden victory and a tiebreaker to win in the semis also, so he's had to work very hard this number 8 seed has to get into the finals.
All number 8 seeds have to, especially if you're in the top bracket. You have to go through number 1 and 4 to get there.
I saw a number of upsets so far this year as well. I would expect some in the finals.
Well, he got it going against Iowa when he knocked off Strittmatter. In fact, people were telling me Strittmatter didn't get reversed all season, and twice Garland reversed him to earn that victory. And Hunter in again.
Hunter down low. This is how he scored his first 2 points. Now if he can get the takedown and get the turn, closing seconds so the first period, he's going to have to control Garland, and he's creeping around with that leg. He's got the hip. Is he going to do it before the time runs out? Yes, he does. In the final 2 seconds of the first period, Jeremy Hunter comes through with an identical takedown, and he has a 4-1 lead. Back with more to St. Louis right after this.
To most people, this is just a uniform. But to me, it's something more. Every time I put it on, it makes me feel better and stronger than I was yesterday. When I'm in this uniform, I know no limits. You gotta see the pride in my mom's eyes. Or the way my friends look up to me. But none of that matches the satisfaction I feel inside. That's the pride of being a soldier in the U.S. Army.
Interested in wearing this uniform? Then now's the best time to call this toll-free number, because we've got new incentives that make joining more rewarding than ever. Now you can earn up to $50,000 for college, or if you have college loans, we'll help you pay back up to $65,000. And with either, you may also qualify for an enlistment bonus of up to $20,000. Ready to wear this uniform? Call now or log on to GoArmy.com for more information. Find out how the Army can
bring out the best of what's inside you.
Be all you can be.
So we pick up action now at 125 pounds at the beginning of the third period. Just an escape point for Steve Garland in the second period. Got him that 2 points, and so it's 4-2. Jeremy Hunter, Penn State, over Steve Garland. Final 2 minutes, barring overtime.
Now this is interesting. It looks as though, yep, he's going to get it.
2 more.
He had a roll, what we call a Peterson with the leg. They're going to break that as potentially dangerous.
And painful, as Garland has found out firsthand.
Boy, Hunter looks good. He had him caught. The reason Garland let go is because that's a pinning combination. You can get some back points there in the Peterson. And he released him, turned to his stomach, and kept himself from going to his back, but he paid a dear price there. Hunter had him tight. Right there, you can see the roll. He's out to the side and perpendicular. Garland can't hang on to him, and Hunter turns in. And right there with the leg crossed as he drove forward, a lot of pressure to the legs, had to take a timeout. Here's another look at it. Hunter's going to try to scoot off his leg and in the process pick up the roll in the Peterson. Leads now 6-2.
And back live in St. Louis with Jeremy Hunter again controlling Steve Garland. And this is really where Hunter's conditioning is going to pay off. He says that he is the most well-conditioned athlete in the whole field.
And what really helps him here is he's on top. He'll continue to ride him, just ride him. And if he feels as though refs may call him for stalling, he'll cut him loose.
So 3 escape points, but they're gifts from Hunter. And Garland has 3 points, 6-3 with just over a minute to go in this first championship match of the 2000 NCAA Division I Wrestling Championships.
Now, Hunter will make Garland come after him. If Garland gets too aggressive, Hunter will look for that opening, that big opening, because Garland's being over-aggressive, and then shoot. Otherwise, he's just going to hand fight, try to keep his back pointed to the center, and use his shape as the weapon now.
Jeremy Hunter, 65-2 for Penn State over the last 2 years, and of course, Penn State hosted these championships last year. And as Nittany Lions played into the overall team championship, they don't have quite as strong a team this year, but this is a man who has led them off all year long. And it looks like Jeremy Hunter will earn his national title.
30 seconds now. Garland's going to need a big move. He's going to need at least a 2 and a 2. Riding time is assured. The lead is now 7-3. That's a 4-point lead. He needs a big move. Look for a throw. It's the only way he's going to get it done.
There's no way that Jeremy Hunter is going to let him do that.
At this point, he can even take a stall call and, you know, kill time. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to milk the clock here at the edge. And he controlled the whole way.
And there it is. Jeremy Hunter of Penn State with a 7-3 victory with riding time over Steve Garland. Garland, a game wrestler, an 8th seed to get into the finals, but Jeremy Hunter, the number 2 seed, who also was tested throughout this championship, gets the arm raised, and the realization of a dream of many, many years for that young man. So our first champion is crowned at the 2000 NCAA Wrestling Championships. Jeremy Hunter is your national champ at 125. Coming up, Cody Sanderson and Eric Juergens, the featured match.
Yoo-hoo! Is that a collect call? Who are you? I'm the 1-800 Collect advice guy. Use 1-800 Collect and save the people you call $1 or $2. Saves $1 or $2? That's great! Use 1-800 Collect. Save $1 or $2.
Before we got married last year, I had one of those cut-rate car insurance companies. It seemed like I never talked to the same person twice, ever. Well, right before our wedding, Dale's parents had a little better. Thank goodness for Amy. She went out of her way, took care of every detail, got their claim settled before we even knew about it. When I saw the kind of service she gave Dale's parents, I switched my car insurance immediately. State Farm does act like a good neighbor.
My Italian family can't wait to tell you what's new. Tonight, it was Olive Garden's new Parmesan crusted chicken. It's lightly breaded with Parmesan cheese and sauteed in a creamy white wine sauce. It's so good, I could eat it every night. Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
Extensive research has revealed that men love classic sports. They also love explosions. So ESPN Classic is combining them both. First, you'll see the greatest games ever played at the legendary Seattle Kingdom. Then we're blowing the place up live. The Seattle Kingdom Countdown starting Saturday at 8 and concluding on March 26th at 11 with live coverage of the Kingdom's demolition. It's only on ESPN Classic. To get ESPN Classic, call 1-800-CLASSIC today.
The big matchup now at 133 pounds. Eric Juergens of Iowa, the junior, taking on Cody Sanderson of Iowa State. We now pick up this match in the second period. Cody Sanderson now has the upper on Eric Juergens here at 133 pounds. One escape point for the Hawkeyes. This is the key match of the night for both teams. Yep, they call him out.
His knee touched the line, but he was in a good position to score there. Caught a beautiful single leg, very clean, but the out-of-bounds line got in the way.
Mike McCormick made the call.
And many people use that as their best defense, being the line. And there's another opportunity for Juergens, and he steps on.
Call it off. Always a very partisan Iowa crowd, because most of the Iowa wrestling fans travel wherever these championships take place. But the momentum seems to have now shifted towards Eric Juergens.
Two nice shots, both of them capable of scoring points. And when you talk about getting in the red zone for scoring, you want to capitalize in a high percentage. And right now, Juergens is 0 for 2, but in terms of the match, it seems as though it is starting to go.
A low shot for Sanderson.
And it's Juergens.
You see Juergens weasel out of bounds.
Well, Sanderson got away with one. Juergens now got away with one. Shot by Sanderson puts Juergens down on his hip. He needs to continue to circle, cover both legs, but it's Juergens doing a little scoot, getting out of bounds.
Under a minute to go now in the second period. Only an escape point for Eric Juergens, the only scoring so far.
These two are really going at it now. They're really pulling on each other's head, trying to unbalance their opponent to get an opportunity or an angle to start some offense.
Every tick of the clock now builds the pressure for the third period.
Juergens took a little risk there, dropping, changing level, but couldn't come up with a leg. And it's now Sanderson with a front headlock, but then once again they go out of bounds. A lot of energy being spent.
Somebody's going to have to open this up. Juergens seemed to have found something that was working for him. That underhook.
There it is again. Yeah. And you're right, it's that underhook. He's able to open up the side of Sanderson, using the leverage of the underhook and making him guess which way he's going, to the near leg or the far. And he's getting good penetration to get a hold of the leg.
Sanderson now appears to be wanting to counteract that underhook, but saw the right arm of Juergens, now has it. That's where Juergens has garnered the upper hand. You just can't keep that arm out of there.
I sensed a little frustration on Sanderson's face there as he was lining up and trying to square off against Juergens, excuse me. He needs to drop him. He needs to go ahead, change levels and unbalance. Right now he's standing tall and he's getting moved.
That's the end of the second period. 1-0 Iowa. Back in a moment.
Introducing the biggest, boldest player in the Colonel's sandwich lineup. My spicy triple crunch zinger. Not one, not two, but 3 big strips of white meat chicken, plus the Colonel's spicy zinger sauce. Try one today for just $1.99. Booyah!
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Hey, Jeff. Now listen, I got it right here, buddy. It's icy cold and tasting great. Now come on, Jeff, you tell me. Is there anybody in this world who deserves this here Pepsi more than you?
Hi, Jeff.
See you later, Jeff.
Now that's what I call motivation.
I don't know where she came from.
Don't worry, Jeff. There's always Daytona.
Beginning seconds of the third period, Cody Sanderson in Iowa State colors orange and Eric Juergens in Iowa black. The only head-to-head matchup between these two teams. Iowa currently leading the team score 112 to 104.5 over Iowa State.
And you can see Juergens continues that aggressive Iowa style. Move, pull, be relentless with your aggressiveness. And then once again, they go out of bounds. A lot of motion for these two wrestlers. A minute 29 left. And once again, this match has everything to do with which team will win the national title. Iowa currently leads by 7.5 points in the team race. And this match is tied 1-1.
1-1, and very uncharacteristic low scoring. If you look at the scores from the earlier rounds for Juergens, he won 12-3, 10-2. He won by fall. He won 14-3. Sanderson won 12-2, 15-4, 11-2. So these guys know how to put points on the board, but there's a lot of respect out there now.
And there's a lot of good defense out there right now. Both of these guys very tough on their feet. Both like to wrestle from the standing position, and that's why you're having this low score. They can't solve the riddle of each other's defense.
Under a minute to go.
It seemed as though Juergens had the momentum first.
Watch out.
Sanderson had a good opportunity to score, lost it, and Juergens came back with those underhooks, but now they seem to have pretty much equaled off, and there comes the first warning for stalling. It'll go against Sanderson.
Sanderson had his thumb caught under the ear protection of Juergens, and he was claiming that that's what was hampering him. It's only a warning, no point put up.
Iowa will ask, why did he back out of bounds if it's his thumb in the headgear? And that's what the referees felt as well. They'll start back up here, potentially dangerous.
So a chance for overtime here in the key matchup of the evening.
And once again, Juergens seems to be the aggressor late in the match. That could be the shape that he's in, playing a factor there.
Juergens in on the leg. He's got a chance to win it right here. 12 seconds left.
That's what Sanderson needs to do, is elevate Juergens' hips. Don't allow his hips to move across his body. Oh, he's going to possibly get a double.
3-2.
Nice job by Sanderson, the counter. Wow.
1-1, we finish regulation time. We move into a 2-minute overtime period. Tell the folks how it works, Jeff.
It's sudden victory. First point scored, whether by penalty or technique, will win the match. Remember, Sanderson has a stall call.
This match, huge bearing on the team race.
Sanderson dodged a bullet. Juergens was in good position again to score, but Sanderson found the heart to counter. The underhook again. Let's see what Juergens can do off of it.
They let go of it.
It was a good block by the head of Sanderson. He kept his head in there, which didn't allow that underhook to really bring the leverage to bear.
Juergens keeps peppering away at that arm, trying to find it. And now pushed out of bounds. Sanderson nearly got the upper hand.
Got to the leg. And one thing to remember, if the offensive man keeps his feet in bounds, despite his opponent landing out of bounds, it'll still score.
Sanderson goes low.
And Juergens has a great opportunity here.
This could be the control. There it is.
He gets it.
Eric Juergens. A 2-point takedown on a very disappointed Cody Sanderson. And a 3-1 victory for the junior Iowa Hawkeye, Eric Juergens. And Iowa ups their lead to 116 to 104.5. Take a look at how it happened. Sanderson took the shot, but it was Juergens who had the upper hand. He spun around. Sanderson tried to get out, but he just could not. Juergens took control and took the 2 points, and the match at 133 pounds. And Iowa, not a commanding lead, because Iowa State still has 3 more wrestlers to go in the finals. Jeff Blatnick is with our winner.
Eric, congratulations. How much was the team title on your mind while you were out there?
While I was out there, not a bit. I mean, you know, we're here to wrestle as an individual, and if we wrestle as an individual, the team title takes care of itself. So coach always stress, you know, wrestle your hardest, worry about the team, because you do your best, the team take care of itself.
What was the key to that victory? It seemed as though you were the more aggressive on the feet. How did you see that as you went into overtime?
You know, I kept looking over the coaches, and they kept going hard, you know, and I just had to have some faith, and I just kept going hard, you know, win, lose, or draw. I was gonna go down shooting, so that's what I was gonna do.
Well, Eric, congratulations. You put your Hawkeye team in a chance to win the national title.
Thank you.
A sigh of relief from Eric Juergens, and I tell you, the joy cannot be contained in the heart of Jim Zaleski. It's a 3-1 win for Juergens. We're coming back at 141 pounds.
Working for a big company was not for me, so I took a risk and started Mad River Boat Trips. Fortunately, I made some smart decisions early on, like hooking up with a small business group at American Express. These guys really know what we need. They helped us figure out easier ways to pay for inventory. And now when we buy things online with the card, it's never been safer. You know, I couldn't work for a big company, but I don't mind having a big company work for me.
What can we do for your business? Call 1-800-SUCCESS.
With Quickcrete fast-setting concrete, you just pour it in the hole and add water. It sets hard in minutes. After all, why do you think we call it Quickcrete?
With 1-800-COLLECT, you save a buck or two. So why doesn't everyone use it? It's so simple. You use 1-800-COLLECT to make that call, right? Oh, I forgot. Forgot? You forgot. 1-800-COLLECT. Collect call is so simple. Well, I've been up all night studying, man. They're studying all night. It's like the number is 1-800-COLLECT, okay? Write it down. It'll save you big bucks. Have you heard of paper? Yeah. 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
Welcome back to St. Louis, updating the standings after that dramatic Iowa win in overtime. The team score 116 to 104.5 over Iowa State. Minnesota's already eliminated mathematically. Here we go now at 141 pounds on the mat. Carl Perry in the blue from Illinois, taking on Michael Lightner of the Oklahoma Sooners in Sooner Red. Carl Perry, another 8 seed into the finals. He beat #1 Doug Schwab of Iowa and 4 Mark Engel of Clarion. Two-point takedown for Lightner to open the scoring quickly after 32 seconds. Lightner in control, 2-0. This junior, with a record of 33-3, has always been one of the favorite wrestlers of head coach Jack Spates.
Perry was an All-American at 126 pounds in 1998, finishing 7th. And last year he was 2-2 and did not place. So as an 8th seed, he's come a long way here. Lightner, of course, in the finals last year and lost. He remembered that in his interview with us, saying that's something he's relived several times. He has an opportunity now for a little revenge, winning in the finals, perhaps. But Perry, what a performance, beating the #1 seed Schwab and then beating out Clarion's Mark Engel, the #4 seed in the semis.
I have to wonder, with an 8th seed here into the finals, is he satisfied with that? Is he satisfied just getting into the finals?
You have to worry about a little bit of complacency, but he battled through 2 tough seeds to get here. This is the gravy. Most people think the semifinals is the toughest round. The finals are just let it all hang out. So he's done the hardest part of the work. This one he can really enjoy, and who knows, perhaps win one for the Fighting Illini.
There are 2 of them in the finals. Adam Tirapelle coming up in the next match at 149.
And you see that so often on teams where great wrestlers make the wrestlers around their weight class better in the practice room. And Illinois has 2 tough ones back-to-back here at 141 and 149 pounds.
Because they'll wrestle out of their weight class, and so you'll have the 2 guys wrestling each other who are not in the same weight class. But they're not going to go up 2 or 3 weight classes.
Oh, no, no. But it allows them to train together, and by training together, you make yourselves better, and literally, your training partner pretty much dictates who you can be, how good you can become.
Lightner down low again. He's got to let go. Under 20 seconds to go in the opening 3-minute period here in St. Louis at 141 pounds. Illinois and Oklahoma. The final 2 at 141 left.
Lightner, nice attempt there for a head outside single, a high crotch, but got cut off.
And that is the end of the first period. 2-1. Lightner back with more in a moment.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life, and most of the century's top inventions came from individuals, not companies. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Are you interested in trying to submit your idea to companies for a good faith review and in trying to patent it as well? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm with over 50 offices nationwide. Call this toll-free number now to see how to get this free information. The information includes forms to assure confidentiality, a form to record and date your idea, plus an informative brochure that explains how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's data bank and how to apply for a patent. Even if you only have an idea for improving an existing product, you'll want to call now for ISC's free information.
For your inventor's information, call toll-free 1-800-652-0101. That's 1-800-652-0101.
For Paul Correa and the Mighty Ducks, the playoffs start right now because they're on the outside looking in. Jeremy Roenick and the Coyotes would love to play the spoiler. Coyotes, Mighty Ducks, Sunday at 8, only on ESPN. This is the game.
Welcome back right at the end of the second period. Perry scored. We're tied at 3. He talked earlier to us about being the Hawkeye killer after knocking off number 1.
I don't necessarily know if I'm the Hawkeye killer because he's gotten his fair share of licks in on me. I guess I just got it at the right time. So, of course it feels good. I'm not going to lie.
Certainly it feels good. And he's talking about beating number 1 Doug Schwab, who was really the favorite here at the 141 weight class. But it was the quarterfinals when Perry beat Schwab by a score of 7-5.
And speaking of his time, he earned a quick takedown at the end of the second period, just before the bell went off, and he nodded to score 3-3, but Lightner able to get the escape, now leading. Excuse me.
No, escape.
Perry got the escape and puts himself up now 4-3.
And he's got Lightner again. He's got both legs.
Lightner's going to have to hang on. He's going to pray for a stalemate. Perry's got to continue to circle or come out the back door.
There you go.
That's an illegal hold. He scissored his legs on his opponent's head. Lightner's going to get a penalty point.
So a point for Carl Perry because Lightner with that dangerous hold on the opponent while the opponent was in near scoring position. So 5-3, the number 8 seed. Here comes David.
Unbelievable. And now with a 2-point lead here, it's up to Lightner to try to find a way to score. And you can bet Perry's going to play defense. And if Lightner gets over-aggressive, he'll take another shot.
Stalemate. 46 seconds left.
He's taken 2 shots, and he's scored on both of them. And he continues to move forward into Lightner.
And why not? It's worked so far, and the Illinois crowd and Carl Perry's mom, Sue, is up there rooting for him.
Mark Johnson, that was the Illinois coach you just saw, screaming advice. He's on his feet wrestling the match from the corner.
Time ticking down for Michael Lightner, and Perry will gladly take that stalemate, but Lightner is just one takedown away from tying this match. Oh, and he almost got it.
And he's doing some great motion now in desperation, trying to keep the head down. Stall call against Perry, but only 9 seconds remain. And looks as though Perry seems confident right now. Lightner doesn't have time to move around. He's got to move right in.
He needs defense. 4. No, not out of bounds. 1 second, and that's it.
Wow.
Carl Perry completes the trifecta, knocking off number 1, number 2, and number 4 as a senior Illinois wrestler to become the national champion at 141 pounds. Carl Perry said he has dreamed of this moment since 7th grade. He is one of the few who has been able to fulfill the dream. Perry was able to take those 2 shots. He found Lightner too wide open on a couple of moments during the match. He was able to turn it around. 2 takedowns and escape point. Michael Lightner tried in vain, but Perry was too driven. He was too quick. And Michael Lightner will have to wait another year to get his national title. And Mark Johnson ecstatic. He expected Adam Tirapelle coming up next to win, but not Carl Perry. And Mr. Perry is with Jeff Bladner.
I'm here with a triumphant Fighting Illini, Mr. Carl Perry. And Carl, you went through number 1, number 2, and number 4 to win this championship. Did you truly believe you were capable of doing that?
I'm not going to doubt myself and say that I wasn't capable of doing it. I knew that I was capable of doing. I knew if I came here and if I was ready to wrestle, I could compete with the best of them in the country. Things went my way a lot of times. I've been working on giving myself a chance to win, and thank the Lord for that one.
What was the key to this match? He got ahead of you early. What brought you back?
Well, one thing I've learned over the years is the 7-minute match. There's no need to get frustrated when you're behind. Hey, stuff like that happens. The main thing is staying focused and continue to wrestle the entire 7 minutes.
Well, it was an outstanding victory for you. Let me ask you, how important was this victory for the Fighting Illini program?
Well, I think without a doubt to any of the recruits out there or anything like that, it shows what kind of program we have. It shows what kind of coaching staff we have with Jim Heffernan and Mark Johnson. Extraordinary coaches, the support that we're building. It's just it's a great situation to be in.
Well, he's a giant killer despite him only being at 141 pounds. Congratulations, Carl.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Lon.
A great exclamation point here at 141. Carl Perry into the arms of those coaches he gave so much credit to. We've got another Fighting Illini coming up next at 149 pounds. Stay with us.
Uniroyal tires with nail guard seal most tread punctures instantly, permanently, and repeatedly. Nail guard tires, only from Uniroyal.
Welcome aboard Flight 211 to Cleveland with continuing service to Helsinki, on our way to Cairo, across to Beijing, looping around Kuala Lumpur, and back to Cleveland. Our estimated flying time is 2 weeks, 7 hours, and 12 minutes.
Can't do it in life? Do it on the web with the power of the Pentium 3 processor. And find out how to get even more from the Pentium 3 processor at Intel.com.
You know, these days, lots of deodorants are talking antibacterial protection. It's not about that at all. It's about whose deodorant lasts longer. High endurance. Old Spice guarantees it. If you want odor protection that really lasts, High endurance exceeds the need.
Things have changed, Jack.
What do you mean?
We never laugh anymore.
Of course we laugh.
Oh, Jack.
Do you remember the time at Wendy's? We had those Monterey Ranch chicken sandwiches.
Those were good.
I've never seen you so happy.
That was over a year ago.
Well, get happy again, because Wendy's Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich is back. With a whole breast filet, Monterey Jack, and ranch dressing with bacon, you can't help but feel good. The love is back. Wendy's Monterey Ranch.
College costs money. That's why I'm getting a basketball scholarship. It's gonna be hard work, but I'll get there. People say I'm too short. Too short like a fox. Oh, I have game.
You may never get an athletic scholarship, but call now to find out how last year 7 out of 10 full-time students received other kinds of aid, more than $60 billion in all.
I carry these guys a little bit. You can't stop me. You can only hope to contain me.
Welcome back to St. Louis. Ready to go at 149, Adam Tirapelle of Illinois, the senior taking on Tony Davis of Northern Iowa, also a senior. We talked to Tony's opponent, Adam Tirapelle, about Tony Davis.
Well, look at Tony. He's fast, he's strong, he's tall, he's athletic, and he's flexible. So, I mean, he's got all the physical attributes you need. So I'm going to have to out-wrestle him. I mean, I'm going to have to really be on him hard and try to wear him down, slow him down at the beginning, and out-wrestle him. I mean, shoot better holds and finish my moves, ride hard, that kind of stuff.
Davis at the beginning of period number 3 now with a 1-0 lead on Adam Tirapelle. Tirapelle would love to tie the score here.
Well, Davis is going to try to build up riding time. He'll ride and try to build up that 1 minute. He runs the risk of potentially getting a stall call, though, if all he's doing is hanging on to legs. And he's in a position to get back points now. He's got the legs cut. He has what we call a Turk. His left leg holding Tirapelle's, and he's able to get away, but now he's got a cradle. And they're out of bounds. What a fight. Wow. Tirapelle dodged a bullet.
And he knows it, too.
He turned into Davis, and Davis tripped him down. And once he went down there, he has his legs split. Davis will try to keep Tirapelle's legs split and use that leverage to get back points. But Tirapelle found the heart and found his way out of bounds. No points. Still 1-0 in favor of Davis.
There's the escape.
And
tied.
there's the escape.
1-1. Third period, 1:15 to go.
Mark Manning, UNI coach, you hear him screaming, one takedown to Tony Davis. And really in this match, a takedown's huge. Down to a minute now.
The final 2 minutes at 149 pounds. Overtime looming.
And it's Davis taking that little hop back, trying to draw Tirapelle to him, maybe trying to set up a shot. Tirapelle used that against Davis earlier on. Where they're hanging on the head, but neither one seems really overly aggressive here. They're still calculating. They're not going to rush it just because time's running out. There's another 2 minutes, sudden victory where a takedown could win it for him. And Davis on a counter shot.
And again, it is Tirapelle sprinting out of bounds.
Well, he did a leg kick there. Nice leg kick to free his leg. It's a last-ditch effort. And with that line in front of him, Davis knew he had to hold his ground. Otherwise, they would travel out of bounds, and he had to release the leg.
Under 20 to go now. Davis. Time for one more shot.
They'll wait. No one's going to try to rush it here in the last 7 seconds when you got 2 more minutes coming up.
And that is the end of regulation. We're going to overtime at 149 pounds. 1 point now only needed.
Mark Johnson there, you could see on his face the pressure of this match.
Davis shot, yep.
Davis tried to counter after Tirapelle initiated a double leg and didn't get close. That's how Davis got in on his last attempt. Out of bounds. They'll come back to the center again. Both still look fresh. Both still have a lot of bounce in their step.
Down low. Oh, Tirapelle almost turned on Davis. High risk, high reward.
You can see the agility of these athletes, the speed in which they can coil and turn, the power that they have when they're in those positions as well.
Tirapelle, remember, he's the one who had to wrestle that extra match. He got a fall out of it, but still he had to go. Missed on the double again.
Competition started Thursday for these athletes. 3 days of hard wrestling. Under pressure.
Boy,
in front of 15,000+ people here in St. Louis, too.
It plays on the mind. They may have forgotten about the crowd by now, but it works its way in there. Just about a minute now to go in overtime.
Grabbing the head is trying to unbalance, try to get the opponent leaning forward. There you can see Davis was anticipating a shot.
He was, wasn't he?
He got caught.
Oh, boy,
wow.
Another bullet dodge as Tirapelle went right underneath Tony Davis. 42 to go. We do have a tiebreaker situation if needed.
Well, I tell you, Davis is fast. Look at his shot, pops up, gets his hips clear so that Tirapelle can't seize his legs and able to get back to that neutral position. Oh,
now here it is.
Davis in tight with that leg. He's going to get it. That's
there it is. The 2 points for Tony Davis. Finishes him off. The takedown with 23 seconds left in overtime.
Tirapelle was game, but you could see the explosiveness of Davis once he got in on that high single. There was no way for Tirapelle to free himself. He tried that diving forward roll as a last desperation way of finding a scramble position to get to a stalemate, but Davis would have none of it.
So the University of Northern Iowa Panthers come up with a national championship in the name of senior Tony Davis. The #1 seed lives up to his billing. We're coming back with more from St. Louis.
Fresh baked bread, oven roasted turkey, and aged Swiss. I think a sandwich like that sells itself, but our ad agency tells me that repetition of the name Blimpie will help customers remember us. Simply Blimpie, for the finest deli cuts around.
Pepto-Bismol. It's first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
Welcome back to St. Louis, ready to go at 157, and senior Larry Quiesel from Boise State. Boise State, we'll tell you about that in a moment, taking on University of Pennsylvania's Brett Motter, senior, 33-1. Larry Quiesel, the number 5 seed. Boise State in the blue on the left of your screen, now in the background. And University of Penn in the blue and maroon.
Well, you're stalling on talking about Boise State there, Lon. I want to come right ahead and say Idaho in 8th place here at the NCAA wrestling tournament. They're making a statement. Oh, I've been out to Idaho, and I've worked at some of the high schools and such out there, and it's great to see they got a collegiate program. There's some tough wrestlers coming out of Idaho and Utah.
And Quiesel beat the number 1 seed in this weight class, T.J. Williams of Iowa, one of the many blows that University of Iowa suffered in the semis and quarters.
That is Mike Young.
Sunderland coaching Brett Motter, the senior, number 2 seed. These guys have never wrestled.
You can hear his coach there yelling and keep snapping him down to his athlete Quiesel there. And so much of wrestling is working your opponent's head. Where the head goes, the body follows, they say.
With your experience, Jeff, how much, what we talk about Boise State, what does it mean to a program like Boise State to get a man here in the finals?
Just to get the finals exposure is huge, to show that your program is capable of drawing top talent, and that once you get the talent there, you can train it to perform like this in the finals. And I think without a doubt, this is going to really bolster their recruiting, and perhaps we'll see them continue to improve and maybe work their way up. But there's a lot of places that just think Iowa and Oklahoma own wrestling, and it's certainly not the case. There's some individuals that can come from everywhere in this country, from any university, and can perform well. But it does take a program. You need the support of a good coach and some good training partners.
3 number 1 seeds for Iowa went down. So there is more to the world of wrestling.
Well, Boise State came in here.
And here we go.
Top 10 finish.
Motter with a chance, and he's got 2. A quick 2 for Brett Motter.
A nice shot. Got himself in there good.
24 seconds left in the first period. Here's how he did it.
Put an underhook on the right side, blew that elbow by, what they call an elbow shuck, and cleared the way for him to drop down on the legs, and he took full advantage, seizing the hips and putting Quiesel down.
Right now it is Motter working on top of Quiesel. The final seconds of period number 1 here in St. Louis. The Cael Center hosting the festivities this year, and that is the end of period number 1. We'll be back to St. Louis and more Division I after
this. Freeze, kid. What's the deal? Men like things cheap and easy. 1-800-COLLECT is both. How cheap? Saves $1 or $2. How easy? 1-800-COLLECT. As in collect call? Okay, kid. Dial like a man. I love this thing.
It's my duty to inform you that you've been charged with murder. Murder, sir?
Tommy Lee Jones.
What do you say? I think they ought to crucify you.
Samuel L. Jackson.
The crowd in front of the embassy had no weapons, did they, Colonel? They were killing my Marines!
This is a tape from the embassy. What if the crowd did fire first?
Forget this guy. I don't want it to exist.
Withholding evidence is no less evil than charging my client with murder.
Is that a threat? Oh, yes, sir.
Rules of Engagement, rated R. Starts April 7th in theaters everywhere.
I love strawberries.
I love you.
Mozzarella, luscious toppings, a fresh baked crust. You invited a pizza delivery guy here? What kind of girl do you think I am?
But it's not delivery.
It's DiGiorno.
For fresh baked pizza at home, it's not delivery.
It's DiGiorno.
A chunky Super Bowl moment. Terrell Davis's mom filled him up right with Campbell's Chunky Classic Chicken Noodle. It's loaded with chicken and vegetables and now bigger noodles. Terrell devoured his chunky chicken noodle and then devoured the defense.
My Italian family can't wait to tell you what's new. Tonight, it was Olive Garden's new Parmesan crusted chicken. It's lightly breaded with Parmesan cheese and sautéed in a creamy white wine sauce. It's so good, I could eat it every night. Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
Where would you like to go? How about Pep Boy?
For a limited time, get free installation when you buy Gabriel Pro Rider Premium Shocks for your truck, van, or SUV.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
Just about set to start period number 2 at 157 pounds. Larry Quiesel of Boise State lets Motter go. It's a 3-0 lead for the Penn wrestler.
Let's see how Quiesel responds now if he gets a little bit more aggressive. He hangs on the head and leaves his elbows there for Motter to go ahead and grab or use some what we call the shuck. In other words, clearing by, driving it sideways so that you open up the angle to your opponent's side and his legs. Let's see what he's going to use as a change-off. There's a nice shot by Quiesel, and he's underneath the legs, which is where you want to be. You dunk the leg here. Now he'll continue to turn like that and keep working his way towards the front. Now
he got him.
Space and he gets it. Nice job. Once again, we see a very patient performance by one of these finalist wrestlers, not trying to rush it. You never give up what you have unless you get something better, is the cardinal rule of wrestling.
There's the escape point now for Motter, so he leads 4-2 with 50 seconds to go in the second period.
That certainly has to bolster his confidence. He needs to continue to move forward and not just lean. You don't want to just lean on your opponent. You want to move and make him change directions. Mike Young, head coach, Boise State. This wrestler doing a great job. His program making a statement here.
He's got to love it. Coaches love playing on the big field, too. Motter took a finger into the eye. He shrugged that off. Final 10 seconds.
You just don't see him taking extra steps to catch the balance. Neither one of them really able to unbalance the opponent, and that doesn't open up angles of opportunity.
Into the second period, 4-2, Motter leads. He talked about not analyzing his wrestling as he goes, just likes to get in the zone and wrestle.
I've been in the zone, and I mean, it's a great feeling. It helps you exude confidence. I mean, you develop a sense of inner arrogance almost that you can't be beaten, and I think that's what it takes to win this tournament.
True. Absolutely. You feel no one can do anything to you. That is when you are definitely in the zone. And we shouldn't neglect University of Pennsylvania. They too have a quality team. They're an Ivy League school. The Ivy League, the brains. I'll tell you what, Broad don't win wrestling, it is brains.
You're right.
That's why we're seeing it. University of Pennsylvania under Roger Reyna doing a fantastic job. They had Brandon Slay, a 2-time finalist. Now they have another.
Third period, 1 minute and 22 seconds to go.
And he nearly did it again. He jacked the arm up, and then Quiesel went to post on his chest to keep his side from being exposed. Wow, Motter just shucks that elbow by, nearly got it on the leg again.
Quiesel knows he can take Motter down. He's looking for that same scenario to try to tie this match up. Under a minute to go now in the third period, 157 pounds.
Maybe a duck here, get under the arms of Motter. Motter's defense is very sound. Watch his stance. Even though Quiesel is moving around him, trying to move his head, you never see him take extra steps. He's firm in his base, firm in his stance, and he keeps his elbows in and his hands out.
Watch the aggressiveness now of Quiesel with 30 seconds to go, and he needs 2 points to tie.
He's got to go desperate now. And once again, with that underhook in, that's a superior tie. Gives Mater the opportunity to really stall while in control of the tie. That's smart wrestling.
Quiesel down low.
Can't get to him, and Mater is now warned for stalling by Keith Pullman, the head referee.
Under 10 seconds in the match. A low shot, and they're out of bounds.
5 seconds. Pure desperation now for Quiesel. He needs to tap and go and hope he comes up with something, and Mater will just back up.
Well, Quiesel gave it a shot. He succeeded on one of those shots, but it was not enough, and Brett Mater of the University of Pennsylvania closes out his career with a national championship at 157 pounds, and he earned it. Coming up, Joe Heskett of the Iowa State Cyclones trying to get his team a little closer to the top-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes.
It's here, the revolutionary Neo Geo Pocket Color. With 16-bit power, linkable to the Sega Dreamcast. Revolving joystick. 146 color display. 6 cool styles. The graphics will blow you away. Neo Geo Pocket, way ahead of the game.
Games rated everyone to teen.
If you have thinning hair, you can get this hair loss research update free by calling 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now. I could control the way my body looks, but not my hair. I was very confused about what to do when I started losing my hair. I didn't know where to start. I was looking for some real answers, and I got them from Hair Club's latest hair loss research update. It gave me the facts that I needed to make the right decision about my thinning hair. Now that I have my hair back, I'm glad I made that call. You can get this hair loss research update free by calling 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now.
Through its youth education through sports clinics, the NCAA fosters the dreams of children in sport and in life. Focusing on the discipline, confidence, and dedication involved in sports, student athletes can apply fundamentals both on and off the field. When it comes to playing with a purpose, just say yes.
Welcome back to St. Louis. Time for Iowa State to get serious. Joe Heskett, the sophomore, 30-2, #1 seed, taking on Wisconsin. Don Pritzlaff, a junior, at 33-2, the #2 seed. And we are beginning the second period of action. No score in the first, and on top is Pritzlaff in the orange colors with the black.
Ooh, Granby roll there, and he gets his escape.
So the first point of the match on an escape for Joe Heskett of Iowa State. And Iowa State desperately needs this to feel comfortable about the rest of the evening.
They need this. I just don't see a lot of bonus points being scored. They really do need this victory. Heskett and Pritzlaff have faced each other twice this season. Heskett won the first 6-1. And he won the second one 4-2 in overtime.
Right now, as it stands, Iowa has a man in the finals, in the heavyweights. Most people not expecting him to win against Brock Lesnar. So, say he doesn't. Say Iowa State wins the rest of their matches. Iowa State wins this by half a point.
That's correct, Lon. Barry Davis is the coach on top there of Wisconsin. Bobby Douglas underneath him of Iowa State. Davis actually wrestled for Gable.
Is that right?
Yes, he did. Multiple national champion.
Pritzlaff's got a leg.
He's also an '88 Olympian. Out of bounds. They'll restart.
Just an escape point for Joe Heskett. Has accounted for all the scoring so far with 40 seconds to go in the second period.
Nice shot. Wow, was that clean. You saw how quickly he got the leg up.
There's the two.
Wow. Pritzlaff with some pretty technique. Good speed. Great setup. That's really what made that move work. By the time Heskett could react, Pritzlaff was already moving to his feet with the legs secured.
Final seconds of the second period, and there is the escape point.
That's big. With 10 seconds left, that's big. You really want to hold a man down with under 10 seconds left. Only 4 remain. Score is knotted, but I'm sure Pritzlaff will take down in the third period for his opportunity to get an escape point.
I think, yeah, he felt he should have hung on.
It was a sweet takedown by the Badger wrestler. There you see him using the elbow, whipping it by, getting a nice low single to the outside. Heskett could never sprawl and get his weight on him. Pritzlaff finishing well.
Live action now. Third period, 2-2.
Let's see if he goes after Heskett's right leg again, and he does so, but they go out of bounds. It seems as though Pritzlaff has found a way to get to Heskett's left leg.
Bobby Douglas, head coach, Iowa State, breathing again with a tie score. "13 years since Iowa State's last wrestling title." And Bobby Douglas was not with them at the time.
Pritzlaff looks very strong in his stance. Looks like he's ready to drop under Heskett at any time. And look at Heskett's legs. They're nearly fully extended, straight up and down. Makes it easier to go under a man when the knees aren't bent. And Heskett trying desperately to cover Pritzlaff and find a way to counter and spin, but Pritzlaff will have none of it. He keeps his head high, won't allow Heskett to get any weight on him. Super job.
Is Heskett wearing down? Heskett wearing down a little bit?
It might be. I don't know why he's so tall in his stance. It makes it easier for Pritzlaff to go under him. But he is a scrambling kind of wrestler. Likes to mix it up. Likes to try to cover his opponent. Play counter from there. Now he has a single, but
I don't know if he can hang on. I don't know if he can hang on. Under a minute to go now. And it is both wrestlers now out of bounds. 49 seconds left in the third period, tied at 2-2. A critical must-win match for Joe Heskett and Iowa State. The leg was there. Pritzlaff didn't take it.
34 seconds to see what Heskett can get going here. He's got a front headlock. Brings him down to the mat. Now he'll try to spin, but Pritzlaff is up against the out-of-bounds line, and that won't happen. And it's getting to be desperation time for the Cyclones.
It is getting tense. This is not what Bobby Douglas wanted, but these kind of matches build character for this sophomore. He'll forgive the gray hair it puts in Bobby Douglas's head.
Down to 10 seconds, and Heskett just doesn't have an answer for his offense. He can't get on track and attack Pritzlaff.
They're going to let it melt down to 0, and so we are going to overtime at 165 pounds. Iowa State went to overtime and lost earlier in the evening. First points will win.
It seems as though Heskett was hanging there, and that was an opportunity for Pritzlaff to get off. And he does.
Oh, he's got the leg.
And again, it's the left leg of Heskett.
Heskett in trouble.
No, he's got his weight on it now. He's got his fighting chance to counter. Oh, and that's
there it is. There it is.
That's going to do it. Wow.
The cheers coming a great deal, I'm sure, from the Iowa fans, knowing that that win by Don Pritzlaff of Wisconsin may have sealed the fate for Iowa State and given the team title for the 6th straight year to Iowa. An emotional victory for the junior Pritzlaff. They were right on the edge. Pritzlaff goes down. He got the left leg of Heskett. Heskett was in trouble there, but then Heskett got up on his right leg, and he had some leverage. He had some balance, but watch the kick. Here comes the kick from Pritzlaff. The trip, the takedown, and the immediate 2 points and the pain in Joe Heskett's eyes, the glory of the victory for Don Pritzlaff, the national champion at 165 pounds. 2 overtime losses for Iowa State. Pritzlaff is the winner, 4-2. He's with Jeff Blatnick.
Thank you, Lon. I am with Don Pritzlaff, victorious Badger wrestler. And what did it come down to in overtime?
Stayed in good position. I've been hitting that single leg all tournament. It's been working all tournament. I just say it after.
But you did seem to find a way to get to his left leg. You did it early. He never even had a chance to counter. Did you feel you could go to it even in overtime?
Yeah, that's what I was doing all match. I was just going to stick with that and keep applying pressure, and sooner or later I knew I was going to get him. How important was this victory for Wisconsin? For Wisconsin, it boosts us up in the rankings, but more important, it's did everything for me. I've been waiting all year, and finally.
Well, Don, you put it all together when it counted. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You bet. Back to you, Lon.
All right, congratulations to Don Pritzlaff. And so the team standings remain the same, 116 points for Iowa. Iowa State with 104.5. They need some bonus points from their horses down the line. When we come back to St. Louis, we're going at 174 pounds. An exciting finish at 165. Boy, what a good one.
Hi, I'm Tony Conza, founder of Blimpie. I'm just a simple sandwich man. Started making them over 35 years ago. Fresh baked bread, oven roasted turkey, and aged Swiss. I think a sandwich like that sells itself, but our ad agency tells me that repetition of the name Blimpie will help customers remember us. Simply Blimpie, for the finest deli cuts around.
And we need your signature here. And here.
Here.
And again. Here. Congratulations. Your first home.
Every year, millions of people who dream of owning a home find their dreams can come true.
Thank you.
Call the Fannie Mae Foundation for a free guide to help put you on the path to home ownership and for a list of lenders and credit counselors.
There's the matchup for 174 pounds from St. Louis. It is Byron Tucker, the #1 seed for the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on third-seeded Josh Koscheck from the Edinboro Fighting Scots. Byron Tucker of the Oklahoma Sooners down on the bottom. Josh Koscheck of Edinboro's Fighting Scots up top. No score after the first period at 174 pounds.
Sophomore against senior. Tucker wants to end it on a high note.
And not have a sophomore beat him.
No. Some great wrestlers have come out, regardless of age. Wow. Koscheck finishing, keeping Tucker down. Listening to Coach Tim Flynn of Edinboro saying you got to bust him forward, get his weight on his hands so that you can break him down to his belly.
Koscheck on top. And here's an escape point for Tucker as he breaks onto the scoreboard first with 1:35 to go in the second period.
1-0 the score now. Tucker draws first blood.
But
and really the strategy for most of these guys is to defer so that they look at what the situation is in the third period and make their choice where they want to start then.
And there's the double.
Tucker's in nicely.
And he can't finish him. Can he?
He's in great position to finish. He wants to scoop a leg. There he scoops the leg and
there it
goes
is.
ahead and finishes nicely.
3-0. Byron Tucker for the Sooners on top.
Koscheck looked like he wanted to call a timeout there, checked his nose, but there was no blood, and the wrestling continues. 3-0. Tucker definitely needs at least an escape here. He doesn't want to be going to the final period down 3-0. Tucker will put it in a defensive mode and not do anything if he's ahead by 3. And Tucker doing a great job of riding, has the leg in now. Grapevine. He'll use his hips and arch and try to get Koscheck down on his side.
Under 20 seconds now. Second period and a stalemate. Call.
Tucker doesn't mind. 17 seconds left. He'd like to try to keep the Fighting Scott down, keep Koscheck from getting a point. That's huge in terms of strategy now.
No, he had a chance.
He looked like he was going to try a Granby roll, and Tucker let go of him all at once, and he just dropped, and he never got the rotation around to get the escape. And he's going to get ridden out. He's going to trail 3-0 going into the last period.
Yep. Well, Tucker with a 3-0 lead after period number 2. It's been a hard-fought 3 points.
Oh, what a good shot.
He's had that shot once before, but could not finish off Tucker. Josh Koscheck underneath Tucker.
And Tucker now knows he can, that's a good position for Tucker to try to get some points, but Koscheck would not break his lock. Stalemate called by the referee. Chuck Yeglow, another Hawkeye product. National champion for the Hawkeyes.
He's got to watch the stalling if he's going to run that way.
Looks as though he's getting a little tired. He's reaching hard with the right arm. Legs are straightening out. Tries to pull the arm in front of him.
Why hasn't Koscheck been able to finish the shots on Tucker?
Tucker's hips. He's getting a hold of the leg, but he's not controlling the hips. And Tucker's able to sprawl and keep the hips far enough away that he has leverage with the arms, and he starts by ripping the double hands up of Koscheck, removing the threat of, the takedown. Balance is what it comes down to, Lon.
1 minute to go in this match at 174 pounds on a 3-0 lead for Byron Tucker. And the Edinboro wrestler is going to have to start moving.
Once again, the feet are set of Koscheck, and you can see Tucker's feet constantly moving, constantly moving.
Tucker starting to feel that title now?
Yeah, he knows he's in the driver's seat with just about 30 seconds left. He can give up a takedown and not lose. So really, Koscheck needs 2 takedowns or back points to win this out, or some kind of penalty. And I don't think that's going to happen. Tucker's been controlling most of the tie. He might even score again here.
Yeah, he does have the advantage there, down low.
And he's going to muscle his way here. Oh, Koscheck able to counter him out. He's not clearing Tucker's hands. Tucker's always got a hand between him and Koscheck, and that's the difference right now. Good, solid defense.
Jack Spates shaking the hands of Chuck Barbie over there on the sideline. They know they have another national champion in Byron Tucker. The senior says so long with a title at 174 pounds. And another good mark for Jack Spates and the Oklahoma Sooner program here.
They lost with Lightner earlier on, but Tucker came through, got a national champion for the Sooners, and we'll see that program continue to climb back to the national spotlight.
Now they are the ones saying, come on, Oklahoma State, when are you guys going to make it a game? 3-0. Byron Tucker is your national champion, 174 for Oklahoma Sooners. Coming up, the best wrestler in the country, Cael Sanderson of Iowa State.
I thought every deodorant worked the same. Till I tried longer lasting high endurance from Old Spice. Nothing stronger at stopping odor longer. If you do this or this, you're gonna sweat. But high endurance will help you stop odor better than any other deodorant. It has a 24-hour formula that evaporates less quickly, so it lasts longer. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. Take the challenge. Because this is more than the best deodorant. It's the high endurance of deodorants. And give this Pure Sports scent a shot.
16 remain. 1 will prevail. The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Regional semifinals. Saturday at noon and 2 on ESPN.
Back to St. Louis, 3 matches to go. 2 Iowa State matches, 1 Iowa match. And here are the current standings as we get ready for 184. Iowa, 116 points. Iowa State, 104.5. And their hopes of a national title for the Cyclones, well, now they're on the shoulders of Cael Sanderson. Here's the matchup. Sanderson, regarded as the top wrestler in the nation, no matter what weight. The #1 seed, 39-0, undefeated in his college career, takes on Vertus Jones, returns to the center stage at the national finals after a 1-year hiatus. The senior is 30-1, the #2 seed. Sanderson trying to defend his title. He is in the orange. Vertus Jones in the blue of the Mountaineers.
And what's most impressive about Sanderson, he just seems to move freely around his opponent. Great motion, tremendous balance, and just always moving forward. He constantly attacks. And here, in on Jones, great single leg, good scoring opportunity here. Let's see how he finishes.
Can he reach the right leg? Yes, he can.
Yeah, there it is, takedown.
2 points.
And perhaps the most stunning thing in Sanderson's record is undefeated collegiate career. Up to now, there hasn't been any of those.
Sanderson has won 16-5, 20-5, 21-6, and by Penn. Domination. And that's what Iowa State needs right now. Bonus
Jones,
points.
Nice escape there.
Yeah, it was.
Good rotation, cleared the arm, cleared the body, able to turn in and get the escape. Jones's last trip to the finals wasn't a real good one. He met up with Mitch Clark and got tech-fouled in the first period. And to me, that was one of the most dominating matches I've ever seen. I've seen people pin quick, and that's catching an opponent. But
18-0, I believe
to throw
it was.
up all those points in just 3 minutes was an outstanding performance by Mitch Clark. And you can bet Jones remembers that and is motivated well here to give Sanderson a match.
2 more points. He just kind of eased into that pin, that hold. Not a pin, I should say. 4-1. And Cael Sanderson knows that's just the beginning of this evening.
You're looking at Craig Turnbull, Zeke Jones, West Virginia coaches. Turnbull, the head coach. Zeke Jones, an Olympian medalist, silver medalist. Great athlete, and I'm sure he brings all that technique to West Virginia to teach the wrestlers. Jones proclaimed one of the best technicians in the world.
Now Sanderson going to go for the riding time.
Sanderson's going for the pin.
For the pin. Got him on the edge of the mat.
Look,
he wants to bring him back.
And they're going to say no points. He didn't hold him there for a 2 count, but you can see what Sanderson's capable of doing.
And what he knows he needs to do.
Yeah, he knows he wants a fall for his team, and here he brings him down. He just slaps a half on. Normally this can just be pulled off, but watch what he does. Far side, he uses his right arm on the hip to control it, and he pries him over, but Jones, game counter, bridges quickly, does not give up points.
Back live, we're in a similar situation with Sanderson on top of Vertus Jones. Just about a minute to go in the first period. A 4-1 lead for Cael Sanderson of Iowa State, who until last night had the team lead.
And despite West Virginia being a long way from St. Louis, Jones has the pleasure of enjoying every Iowa Hawkeye fan rooting for him in this place. If he does anything at all, you'll hear this place erupt. Iowa State's quiet because they know they need back points, and here's Jones again able to bridge off. And they scramble to their feet. That's a point escape. It's now 4-2, still in favor of Sanderson.
And Sanderson's not
look
worried
how
about
quickly.
that. Yep.
No, he knows he can score. Question is Jones going to try to win this match or keep from getting drilled? That is what the Iowa State fans are wondering here. There's the stall call against Jones. Not trying to get away.
Final seconds of the first period. It'll end 6-2 in favor of Cael Sanderson. He has so many skills, and he's not above doing it all on his own. He takes the best from the best, as he told us.
I think I just combined a lot of, different styles. As far as like my high school and everything, I always shot a lot, and then I, added like Bono's aggressive style and Douglas's technique and Ortiz's funk, just on coaches. I mean, I think it's just all came together.
It has indeed a 6-2 lead for Cael Sanderson, trying to pin Vertus Jones.
Well, he's threatened an awful lot, but just not able to hold him long enough to get some back points.
Another escape point for Vertus Jones, 6-3. But it just gives Cael Sanderson an open shot now to score 2 more.
And that's what Sanderson does so well. You see him pulling down on the head, and he circles. He does a rotary circle running around the man and able to get to the leg. And I haven't seen many people able to do that ever. And Sanderson has it mastered.
8-3 for Sanderson. And I just get the impression he's not wrestling for himself.
No, I really feel he's pushing real hard on top. He's had 3 good opportunities for back points and hasn't been able to come up with any. Jones very aware of Sanderson's ability to turn.
They're out of bounds. And there was some sort of conference backstage.
Oh, I don't believe that at all. I mean, Jones is out there to wrestle, but you have to wonder. He seems like now he's giving up the takedowns. He's just trying real hard on bottom not to get turned.
What I meant was with Bobby Douglas and Cael Sanderson, and what
I bet you Bobby Douglas told Cael Sanderson, go out there and win this for yourself. We understand the team's involved, but you need to take care of you. Get out there and win the match. That's the most important thing. But I bet you Cael Sanderson
he knows what he meant.
I want to get a pin. And he's working hard, and again, ankle pick takedown, 10-4. Nearly got a major. He has riding time, 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And you'll see him pull hard down on the head, and then Sanderson grabs the leg that Jones plants to catch his balance. And by keeping the head down and driving forward, it acts like a trip, earns a takedown. Oh, cradle. And again, Sanderson willing to go all out to try to hook up a pinning combination against Jones, easily countered by Jones, and he gets the escape. But this is what Sanderson does so well.
Final 15 seconds of the second period, and you are really enjoying a performance that is unlike any other wrestler in the United States. Cael Sanderson, sophomore only at Iowa State, has a 10-5 lead on Vertus Jones after 2 periods. Cael Sanderson certainly looking for the national title. Certainly somewhere in his mind knows he might like to go through his college career undefeated, but he knows that Iowa State could use a pin to stay in the team race.
He also said you approach it 1 match at a time. You got to love this young guy. He's aggressive. He constantly goes at it. He's really quiet. Hard to get a good interview from him. But inside, I'm sure he's got that inner arrogance. You can't score on me, and I can score on you.
A minute 30 now left in this matchup at 184 pounds. A minute 20 now perhaps left to the hopes for Iowa State in a national title.
Gets another takedown. It's a major decision, but that's not going to be enough. They really need at least a technical fall, 1.5 points, so that Thompson then can take the chance on trying to pin his opponent, and that would give us a tie going into heavyweight.
Under a minute now, 11-5 lead for Cael Sanderson.
He needs at least a technical fall here. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to get it. But in this position, he might get some back points if he's able to control the hips. He's going to step over, narrow crossface that should earn him 2.
2 points.
And Jones
13-5.
goes to his stomach, gives it up. This is now a major decision, but he needs more points. You might see him try some kind of crazy thing to put him on his back, maybe even a throw.
They go out of bounds with 26 seconds to go, and Cael Sanderson has given it his all here tonight in St. Louis. And the finals at 184. 26 seconds left. Vertus Jones tying the shoe. Sanderson almost got the pin from this position earlier, and they started too soon.
Caution on Sanderson.
He loses a second in the process, too. Let Vertus go on the escape point now.
Gets that ankle pick right away again. Almost effortlessly.
Now he's driving Jones. Now he's got the 2 points. Got him on his back. Can he get him? Can he get him?
That should be 2. He might get it. 6 seconds. He's got 3.
Final seconds. He's not going to do it. He got 3 more. An amazing performance by Cael Sanderson, repeating as national titleist, 19-6 over Vertus Jones of West Virginia. He's happy for himself, and he should be. He's the best in the nation. Congratulations from Chris Bono, and of course, he'll hear from Bobby Douglas as well. The last sequence, perhaps the most dominating of the entire match for Cael Sanderson. He got the ankle of Vertus Jones. He worked it. He finally got into position where he was exposing Jones back to the mat, looking for the pin, but he just could not finish it off. But quite a flurry of points, and ending up with a 19-6 victory in a national championship for the sophomore at 184 pounds. And Cael Sanderson is now with Jeff Blatnick.
I am with Cael Sanderson. Congratulations on your 2nd consecutive national title. But I want to ask you, you seem to be going for a fall awful hard out there.
Yeah, I know the team race is close. I don't know how close, so any points, you know, that's what I was working for.
Going into this match, how confident were you in your abilities against Jones? You had a 6-5 match with him last year.
I knew if I just, you know, wrestled with the best of my ability and just went aggressive and didn't hold anything back, that it wouldn't matter how well I did.
You're undefeated after your sophomore year, and people are asking that question. Can an athlete go undefeated in 4 years of college wrestling? What makes you so special, Cael?
A lot of luck. Great coaching, brothers in the program. It's a combination of a lot of stuff.
Well, you're a class act. I want to wish you the best of luck, not only with your off-season training, but next year as well.
Thanks a lot.
Back to you, Lon.
So the team standings as some bonus being added to Iowa State's total, but still Iowa in the driver's seat looking for their 6th straight. We will return to St. Louis in just a moment. Coming up next, 197 pounds, Zach Thompson and Brad Barron.
Hey, we made it.
Is this place heaven or what?
You want heaven? Try this.
Introducing Wild Vine's new Raspberry Zinfandel. It's not just Zinfandel, it's Raspberry Zinfandel.
It's great. Whoa.
Wild Vine's new Raspberry Zinfandel. It goes perfect with letting go, leaving the world behind. New Wild Vine's Raspberry Zinfandel. It's wine like you've never tasted.
Yoo-hoo. Is that a collect call? Who are you? I'm the 1-800-COLLECT advice guy. Use 1-800-COLLECT and save the people you call a buck or two. Saves a buck or two? That's great. Use 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
It's like we've always been there for you. We were there when you found your first love, and when your first love found you. We helped you get settled into your first real place, then into your wife's idea of a real place. And now that you have a reason, make that reasons to get some life insurance. There's no one better to ask than the State Farm agent you've always trusted to care for your car, your home, and you. State Farm is there for you because State Farm is there for life.
NCAA
Introducing the biggest, boldest player in the Colonel's sandwich lineup.
My spicy triple crunch zinger.
Not one, not two, but 3 big strips of white meat chicken, plus the Colonel's spicy zinger sauce. Try one today for just $1.99.
Booyah!
Some things just don't mix. Like drinking and driving.
Getting set for 197 pounds, Zach Thompson of Iowa State and Brad Vering of Nebraska. Had a chance to talk to Mr. Thompson about getting into the finals in front of the big crowd.
Oh, it's something I've been waiting for all my life. You know, it's like, you know, as a team, you know, individual, you know, it's like a dream come true almost, you know, but it's not over yet, you know, so that way.
And we do pick up action beginning of the second period. The first point of the match just scored on an escape, and it goes to Brad Vering of Nebraska.
Thompson just poses such a tough question of how do you break his defense. He's so compact that it's difficult to go under him from the outside, and he's so strong that if you tie up with him, he binds you, which makes it almost impossible to drop underneath him.
4 Iowa State wrestlers in the championship round. And so far, they are 1 and 2. Thompson, the 4th.
Thompson trying to start a snap down there, but Vering able to hang in, almost turned it into a shot. Double underhooks now by Thompson.
It's amazing to see these two guys locked up and the power behind each movement, and then the power with the counter movement.
There you see what makes Vering so good, that change of level, a nice, smooth, oily shot, very slick, and he able to turn the corner and get behind Thompson, but not able to secure the takedown. But that's the kind of stuff he's going to have to do. He's going to have to get that nice, clean setup, and they banged heads pretty hard there.
They did indeed.
Head referee Fred Ambrose giving him a break. He saw the head contact, wanted to make sure each wrestler was fine before commencing activities.
22 seconds now left in the middle period. A 1-0 lead on an escape point for Brad Vering of Nebraska, the junior, number 2 seed in the field. Down low, he's got the leg.
Nice shot. Got in there tight. Let's see if Thompson can get. Oh, look at the power. He ripped his arms up. Yep. Good hard sprawl, and then ripped the arms up to his hips. And Vering's double leg got busted.
Well, the best chance of the match so far goes for naught as Zach Thompson works his way out of that predicament. We'll return to St. Louis and these Division I Wrestling Championships right after this.
Do you like to draw, or paint, or maybe just sketch and doodle? Well, if you do, chances are you have the interest needed to become a serious art student. To find out, simply call toll-free, and Art Instruction Schools will send you this enjoyable art test. There's no cost or obligation. Take the test at home in your spare time and mail it to us when you're done. Our experts will review and grade your test. Call our toll-free number today for your free art test. Don't let the wonderful world of art pass you by. To get your free art test without cost or obligation, call this toll-free number. Don't delay. Call this toll-free number now. Call 1-800-233-0500. That's 1-800-233-0500.
Still 1-0 for Brad Vering of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And it'll be Thompson down low. And a chance to tie the match now for Thompson if he can escape. Riding time so far not an issue in this match.
One thing you notice is the first time Vering tried that, he didn't get into the leg. The second time he tried it, he got to the leg, and that's an outside cradle. That's a nice outside cradle by Vering. Let's see if he can break Thompson's base, get him down to his side where it becomes a pinning combination.
Thompson's got to slip the head out now.
Now he'll try to get the leg. Oh, I thought he might put the leg in there and pull him over. He's not letting go. Now he's got to be worried.
Now Thompson's got a hold of Vering.
Thompson got his arm through. He's still on that leg, and he gets
control.
the escape.
Nope, just the 1 point. I think he had a shot at reversal there.
Bobby Douglas of Iowa State on top, and Tim Newman of Nebraska on bottom, the two head coaches for Iowa State and Nebraska, respectively.
Bobby Douglas obviously disappointed. The chance for a national title, the best chance that his team has had in a number of years, slipping out of their grasp.
Things look good for the Cyclones coming into the finals, even with Iowa having such a great consolation finals, winning all three, their first seeds, coming back and taking third, and Zadek getting in there for seventh. And those points really were the difference. The Hawkeyes performed under pressure when they had to, when their backs were against the wall.
Doug Schwab's victory with extra points.
Certainly over Engel of Clary on a medical default. There were 2 extra points the Hawkeyes picked up in what was a very, very close match.
Those points played big tonight here in the finals.
Absolutely, absolutely. Actually, Iowa had a bunch of bonus points throughout the tournament.
They do every year.
Sure they do, and that's a lot to the style of the program that they all have at Iowa, that aggressive, in-your-face, never let up, even when we're winning. I'm not satisfied with a score until the ref blows the whistle. 96,994. And that is the total attendance through 6 sessions here at the NCAA Men's Wrestling National Tournament, and that's an all-time record.
And they are now enjoying a 1-to-1 overtime tie between Brad Vering of Nebraska and Zach Thompson of Iowa State. Vering on the left of your screen. An escape point for each wrestler, accounting for the tie.
And sudden victory. First person to score wins. Whether it's penalty or technical point. Another shot by Vering, countered by Thompson. Coach Douglas screaming, go again, Zach, put 2 of them together, don't just try 1. Thompson doesn't want to reach too far. He doesn't want to reach too far.
I think he's got a chance, too. Vering is more upright than he had been earlier in this match.
Fatigue starting to play a factor.
That arm strength of Vering, and now a stall warning against Vering.
Crowd not liking the call, saying Vering has probably taken a few shots. Thompson not as many. But Thompson is controlling the tie and controlling the mat. He is the one pushing Vering around there, and his double underhooks collapse, and it seemed as though Thompson thought Vering was done, and Vering immediately grabs a front headlock, but they go out of bounds.
28 seconds left in the 2-minute overtime period. Should they remain tied, we'll have a 30-second tiebreaker.
See if Vering uses that setup again and get to the legs of Thompson.
Neither wrestler can gain an advantage. 3 seconds. And we will have the tiebreaker. First one tonight. Explain it, Jeff.
Tiebreaker, they will flip the coin. The wrestler that wins the toss, red, which is Vering, gets his choice. And throughout this entire tournament, the person who's chose bottom has won every time. Object here. Bottom man must get away in 30 seconds. If he doesn't, and the top man rides him out, the top man wins. If the bottom man gets away, the bottom man wins.
Behring turns down, and Behring wins. It holds up. Thompson never even got going.
Took 1 second. Zach Thompson never had hold of Brad Behring. And Iowa State, with 4 men in the finals, goes 1-3 and out. Brad Behring, the junior from Nebraska, comes through with a tiebreaker victory. The number 2 seed is your national champion at 197 pounds. We'll close out this championship weekend with the heavyweights. Come on back to St. Louis.
Want to get ready for college? Experiment with physics. Pull all-nighters. Work with computers. Graduate with honors. Want to get ready for college? Classes are forming now. Learn while you serve with college credits through distance learning and up to 75% tuition assistance, plus as much as $50,000 for college after you serve.
I'd love to chat, but I'm getting hungry.
Anyone been to Wendy's lately?
I have.
I have. Why don't they have the Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich anymore?
They discontinue with great demand. So it's big news when it comes back. That's marketing for you.
Well, when I picture the whole breast fillet with Monterey Jack Ranch with bacon, I want to get one.
Who is this Dave? Is he from Wendy's or something?
Hi.
It's back. Wendy's Monterey Ranch.
Major League Soccer is back. New York, New Jersey Metro Stars, Miami Fusion. Sunday at 5 on ESPN2.
This week, the ultimate hitting contest continues. Watch some of the best sluggers in the league play a little game called long ball. The Big League Challenge continues today at 5:30 on ESPN2.
The big man, Brock Lesnar, from the Minnesota Golden Gophers, a finalist last year, and quite a physical specimen. He uses that to his advantage whenever possible to intimidate his opponent. His opponent tonight is Wes Hand from the Iowa Hawkeyes, the national champion Iowa Hawkeyes, with a record of 33-2. Lesnar also with 30 wins under his belt. Couple of seniors going out, and they each want to go out with fireworks.
This year, you know, I know the feeling, and I know what's to be expected, and I want to have fun tonight. You know, I just want to have some fun and enjoy myself. You know, it's my last collegiate match, and why not just lay it all out there and have fun with it.
Wes Hand is not allowing any fun to happen inside that circle as we end the second period with Lesnar up 1-0 on an escape point in the second period. And I don't think fun is crossing the mind of either one of these guys right now.
I'm a little confused. Wes Hand had the opportunity to put himself down. Apparently he feels he cannot escape from Lesnar, and he chose up, which gave Lesnar the opportunity to get another escape point. I'm wondering why he just didn't choose stay on the feet. Just start in a neutral position. Why give up an extra point? Interesting.
1:50 left in the third period. A 2-0 lead now for Brock Lesnar of Minnesota. Wes Hand still within 4 seconds of getting riding time point.
Oh! Hand had an opportunity there to seize the ankle of Lesnar, but Lesnar, big hop, good agility, able to escape. Crowd's on the edge of their seat.
They want to see, they know something's going to happen. I mean,
well, with Lesnar, being that big, strong guy, they all want to see Wes Hand here, see whether it's for real, whether he can beat him in the national finals. They're 1-1 on the year.
And of course, Wes Hand, as a senior, would love to go out, finish his Iowa Hawkeye career with a victory in the national championship.
Wow! A point for Wes Hand. Brock Lesnar warned for stalling.
Well, now, if he can get that 4 seconds of riding time in, but I don't know how he's going to get in that position.
he keeps up this kind of pressure, particularly if he can get Lesnar backing up, he might earn a second call.
30 seconds to go in the heavyweight championship.
He needs a single. He did it once before. And that could earn him. There it is.
He did. We're tied at 2. Under 20 seconds now left in this third period, and a 2-2 tie after the 2 penalty points called in quick succession against Brock Lesnar. Now we're down to 5, and they're going to wait it out, go into overtime, and quite a turnaround in that third period.
They had a double warning early, and then 2 warnings against Brock Lesnar has given Westhand his 2 points.
First point will win the heavyweight national title.
And Lesnar got both his points on escapes.
Quite a dramatic way to finish off this championship final here in St. Louis.
Lesnar's only tried a couple of shots this match. He really hasn't come out super aggressive. Oh, now he's going to get it. No, they go out of bounds. But that's what he needs to do. Brock's capable of some good shots, and he needs to put a couple together here in sudden victory.
Westhand like doing sprints with a tire behind him, and the tire's attached to the truck.
Well, he did the right thing. Lesnar was behind him, driving him towards the out of bounds, and he just let it go. And Lesnar tried to drag his toes, but he needs to get Westhand to put at least a hand down in order to get the takedown.
Jim Zaleski urging his wrestler to shoot. He does not want to go.
There it is.
Tiebreaker. There's the shot down.
Oh, did he get it? No, not yet. You should keep the ankle.
Still in action. No,
wow.
They're out.
Great shot by Westhand. Equally a good counter by Lesnar.
38 seconds to go in the overtime period. That was the shot he wanted.
He's been patient. He's picked his times, created the opportunity when he wanted it. And he nearly had the big man down. Lesnar able to hang on. Wow, these guys are giving us something to cheer about, even though there hasn't been a lot of points.
Just about 20 seconds to go in the overtime period, heading for tiebreaker. He's got that leg again. No. Brock Lesnar slips out of the vice.
And Westhand really here is dominating the sudden victory. Lesnar had 1 good attempt. Westhand's had 2 or 3.
And now it comes down to a coin flip and the tie break. Westhand knows he can't get out of the grasp and knows he probably cannot hold Brock Lesnar either.
It's going to be awful tough.
Lesnar will go down.
Lesnar chooses down.
He gets out.
The big stat is no one has lost from the down position. Everyone's been able to get away in the 30 seconds.
If Brock Lesnar can get out of the grip within 30 seconds, he will be the national champion. Westhand hangs. Can he hang enough?
He doesn't want to get hit with a stalling call.
8 seconds are gone. Still got the leg.
And that's where you want to go, right there. He needs to keep it under his chest. If anything, duck his head.
Oh,
there's
half of
the quick
time.
stalemate.
Half of the time is gone.
The way the referees will call this, oh, a hand's looking for blood, looking for a break.
Brock Lesnar trying to get out in 14 seconds.
If Westhand drops down to the leg, and that's it.
That's it. He slipped out of it. He couldn't do it. It was a near impossible task to contain the big man for that amount of time, and Westhand did his best, and he couldn't do it. And Brock Lesnar from Minnesota is your heavyweight champion in the year 2000, and the senior goes out with a big win. The Minnesota fans finally was something to cheer about. They came in with some hopes of a national title, and they only ended up with one national titleist in that in their heavyweight. And you saw Westhand just try to hang on, but Brock Lesnar, too big, too powerful, scrambling out of the hold, and the frustration showing in Westhand. A marvelous performance for both of these seniors, and Brock Lesnar gets out of it. Jay Robinson, the head coach, wasn't sure if it was going to happen. And that coaching by Jay Robinson ends up with an individual title for Brock Lesnar, who was with Jeff Blatnick.
Thanks, Lon. Brock, did you think it was going to be that tough?
I knew it'd be close. I didn't want it to make it that close. I didn't want none of that, you know. I wanted to get the first takedown, but I'll take the win. I'm so happy. I worked hard. Wes is a competitor. I've enjoyed wrestling Wes, you know, but I know I deserve it more than he did.
Well, we want to congratulate you and good luck with the choices after this season.
Thank you.
Back to you, Lon.
All right. Congratulations once again to Brock Lesnar. We will come back to St. Louis to wrap up the 2000 NCAA Division I Wrestling Championships right after this.
Fresh baked bread, oven roasted turkey, and aged Swiss. I think a sandwich like that sells itself, but our ad agency tells me that repetition of the name Blimpie will help customers remember us. Simply Blimpie, for the finest deli cuts around.
Freeze, kid. What's the deal? Men like things cheap and easy. 1-800-COLLECT is both. How cheap? Saves $1 or $2. How easy? 1-800-COLLECT. As in collect call? Okay, kid. Dial like a man. I love this thing.
Welcome back to St. Louis. There are the final results. Yesterday, nobody thought this was possible. Iowa, national champions once again, 116 points. Iowa State, 109.5. And with the national championship coach, Jim Zaleski, is Jeff Blatnick.
Thank you, Lon. Jim, 1998, people didn't think Iowa was going to do it, and you guys ran away with it. This year, it looked like you wouldn't be able to do it even though you were favored. This is your toughest coaching job.
Well, I think it was just because we had a lot of guys that were favored, you know, and lost, and then they'd come back and wrestle backs and win it. A lot of times that's tougher as a team to do, but our guys, you know, really stuck it up. We had 3 number 1s that got beaten. They came back and took third, so that was really kind of helped us this team title.
Well, it was said in Iowa that you guys wrestled for championships, not consolation prizes. How were you able to motivate those number 1 seeds, despite their disappointment, some of them defending national champions, to come back and take third?
Well, the biggest thing was the team title was still on the line. I always tell our guys, yeah, the individual awards important, but, you know, teams always come first. So, you know, they just wrestle for the team. Instead of themselves, they wrestle for the team this morning.
What can we expect next year?
Well, you know, we got a lot of guys back, so we're, you know, hopefully we'll be in the hunt again next year.
Well, Jim, best of luck. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Lon.
So that will wrap it up from St. Louis, the 2000 NCAA Division I Wrestling Championships, one of the most entertaining championships you will ever see. Jeff Blatnick, I'm Lon McCarran. Congratulations to the Iowa Hawkeyes, Kings of the Hill, yet again. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.